Hello, everyone, and welcome to Two Girls, One Show. We're talking about American Horror Story Hotel. And tonight we're focusing on episode 6, which we barely remember, and 7. And next week, sadly to say, there will be no episodes. So, womp womp.
That should put us back on track, though, with our 2-week.
Will put us back on track. So,
Yes.
episode 6. All I remember is there was a baby. Gaga had a baby back in 1920 something.
25. I think it was 25. Oh, that's what was cool about last week. Sorry to interrupt you, but Murder House.
Yes, that's what we need to talk about. Murder House. You go. Discuss.
Well, my only thoughts on that was that the same guy playing that doctor?
Mm-hmm.
It was? Okay.
And obviously the same woman, because it was that
woman?
The wife was there too.
Was she there?
Wasn't she? I don't know. There was a lady, and I assumed it was that. No, that was
no.
A
There was a nurse. Yeah, I don't think she was. She's taking care of Thaddeus.
My sister goes, "Is that Thaddeus?" I'm like, I don't know, but I think they look identical.
They're both like mutant babies. Well, anyway, Lady Gaga went to the murder house to get an abortion, and she had like super monster baby that was beyond the powers of abortion. So.
And she was like 3 weeks along.
And she didn't seem at all fazed by it.
No. She bonded right away to Monster Baby. She was like, oh, come here, Monster Baby.
Yeah. Yeah, even though she went in to get rid of Monster Baby once it
was birthed. And let's just say Monster Baby doesn't grow. So Monster Baby looks like Monster Baby did however many years ago. Almost 100 years ago.
What? Was she a vampire then?
I don't know. So we have to look at timelines because we're dumb. Because we didn't pay attention to that. And we also don't have our top 10 things we need to do for this show.
No, I just read that off my list of things to do that I didn't do.
Same. But we have to look at the time when she met for episode 7. So they kind of put us in this position where we have to connect the 2 episodes by ourselves to know the full story.
When did The Sheik come out? That's what they were filming. Do you want me to Google it?
I'm going to Google. What am I supposed to be Googling? When did The
Sheik.
Sheik.
EEEK, I think.
We're the worst. 1921? Yes, 1921.
Okay.
And we think it was 25.
I'm pretty sure it was 25 for that.
So she could have already been a vampire, which is why the baby is a mutant.
And why she had him so early. They're stealing that from Twilight.
Speaking of
one of our favorite things.
Go watch that 2 Girls, One Book, Life and Death for some excitement.
Shameless plug.
Shameless plugging. But the episode was fine. 6 was fine.
It was filler.
It was filler fine. Because baby Thaddeus, which is not his name.
Bartholomew.
Baby Bartholomew crawled into a suitcase to escape.
With Rob Lowe.
And then he shot at baby Bartholomew and scared his daughter. He wasn't like, oh, hey, baby, there's a baby in the house that could kill you. Or a thing. There's something in the house. He just decides to get out his gun and start shooting wildly. And now he thinks his daughter hates him because he was cuckoo bananas.
She probably, she's been in that house by herself for God knows how long.
Well, no, she said she was staying at her friends and they forgot her.
Oh, that's right.
Sorry, kid. And the parents kept asking when she was leaving, and they were like, I don't know.
Well, she wasn't the favorite, so that's what happens.
This happens to the oldest.
Yeah. Oh, wait. There was that thing with Tristan and Liz.
Oh, that's right. Tristan and Liz are in love. But...
well, not anymore.
Not anymore. So, spoiler alert. This is spoilers all through it. Tristan's dead. Lady Gaga seemed human. So we've talked about before about her eyebrows and her facial expressions change when she seems human.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And she was human in that episode a lot. And in this episode that just was on last night. She's very human in both these episodes. So Liz approaches her and says, hey, I've talked to you. I'm in love with your new man, Tristan. AKA I call him Dandy. So I'm in love with him. And she's like, well, you can't do that. Like, I don't handle that very well because she is Lady Gaga and immortal and a vampire, and she wants her playthings. And it goes into the next episode, which good job on thinking about that, bestie, how the tie happens. So they go to the room, they're all going to sit and talk, all have a chat. And again, she's very human looking, very angular with her facial features, and she has drawn on eyebrows, or they're not whited out. I don't know what they do to her to make her look weird.
They definitely use whiteout.
They white her.
Budget cuts.
Budget cuts. So they didn't white her eyebrows out. And basically she kills Tristan right in front of poor Liz.
Well, she tells Liz that Liz can have Tristan, and then she kills him.
And I was very sad for Liz. I felt very bad. However, that's a human reaction.
Yeah, that is true. Jealousy.
You don't usually kill people, but how she was describing, like how she tasted emotions, was really interesting.
Yeah, that was interesting.
And it made her seem more human, not that alien creature that we keep thinking that she is.
But I'm trying to think the last time she was an alien creature. Like, I don't think this entire episode 7,
No. She was all human. Because even when she went to dinner with, we're getting ahead of ourselves, but even when she went to dinner with March, she had drawn on eyebrows. Yeah. They weren't in the same place, and I could see her real ones, and it bothered me. More whiteout, please, for next time. Use this whiteout tape that they have if you have to.
That's pretty handy, yeah. Yeah, there's plenty of options. Pens.
Yeah, we got lots of options. Start using them because I could see your eyebrows. But so episode 6 had that kind of weird stuff going on. It filler episode for sure, but a couple high points that tie into episode 7.
Yeah, it was a lot of setup. Yeah. So then episode 7, we get the Countess's backstory. More of it. Finally. And apparently she, as a young woman, went out west to become a big movie star, and instead she became the immortal queen of the damned.
It's a big leap. Maybe not.
I think, yeah, I mean, yeah. I think she did pretty good for herself.
She did. She fell in love.
She fell in love with Rudolph Valentino, and this really confused us because he's played by Dandy. So we have more Dandy.
Which set me on a texting frenzy to my bestie who was asleep. So for hours I was pondering this dandiness, why Dandy was 2 characters and how they were intertwined.
Let me just tell you, I was sitting there and I'm like, I can watch American Horror Story, or I can go to bed with bizarre bad dreams, and I picked the latter. I'm sorry. Stephen King won.
Stephen King always wins. We know this.
But I was entertained when I woke up and I was like, ooh, what am I in for?
So, yes, they're played by the same character, and you found something very interesting about that.
Yes, I found this. I didn't discover it myself, but I guess they want you to make the connection that, because Rudolph Valentino is supposed to be like the love of her life, and I think Mr. March points that out at their dinner. He says something to that effect, and they, her attraction to the Tristan character would be because he is of a strong resemblance to Rudolph. AKA, he looks exactly the same as Rudolph.
Same actor.
Yes, minus the pink,
streak. What he had going on. And it made sense that whenever she had to kill him the last episode, that's why they did the humanness of her, because that would have been the hardest thing she had to do. But she did to prove a point.
Right. But now he's back.
But not really. I mean, his original self. So he's back because, so the whole story goes, she met him on a movie set. He's married.
But the press says he's getting a divorce.
Right. And she ends up getting with both of them. So we have more of their weird little sex scenes that aren't sex scenes happening in this episode.
Yeah. Well, it's not an episode of American Horror Story unless you have strange sexual triads.
Yeah, we haven't had one in a couple episodes, so I'm actually really glad they did this.
Yeah, we were due for one.
We were due. And then he dies, but he doesn't really die. They fake his death with his stunt double. She's in mourning. And as in mourning, she marries Evan, Mr. March. He is like Mr. March. He should be on a calendar. She marries him. And she marries him for his money and to be surrounded by pretty things.
Yeah, because she says if she can't be happy, she might as well be surrounded by pretty things.
because that's what you do when you're in depression. You marry somebody like in a month. And then it turns out that they were immortals, vampires, and they come back and they want to whisk her away to New York or some other place. They want to whisk her to.
Well, what was the story there though? He was filming something, or he was on a press tour.
Yeah.
Right, and the guy who made Nosferatu was like stalking him.
The director of Nosferatu.
Yeah, the director.
Was because
when he was researching Nosferatu, he met real vampires and joined their vampire club.
That's how apparently it started. It's like in the movies. It's very strange.
Yeah.
But that's how he became a vampire. So they made her, I think they made her after he came back from the dead, after he was discovered again. You don't really know. It doesn't really talk about it in the timeline, does it?
Well, they came back from the dead and she would go to his tomb every day and leave a rose.
Yes.
So that's where they met her. And then they asked her there if she would join them. And she said yes.
Right.
And then you see Evan down below, like creeping on him.
Oh, Evan.
So I'm assuming, I mean, they probably did it right then and there. I mean,
I would assume they did. And then Evan is awesome.
Yes.
And decides that that's his woman because they're married. And he did do everything for her, give her lots of money. And he walls them up in a room.
Yes. So she goes to the train station because she's supposed to meet them there to leave. And then they never show up.
She feels very betrayed and very sad. But he walls them up in a room. And then not only is it a room, which I thought that was really neat, it's not just a room that they're walled in. They're walled into a wing with no other doors. So it's just, they have one room and a hallway that's all their own. You go, Evan.
Ugh.
Jealousy runs deep within this group.
Yeah, he spared no expense there. Ugh. Yeah. What else? There was something else I wanted to say about that. Oh, she caught him murdering people. Was that?
Yes.
Before he walled them up?
Yeah, before.
Yeah. I thought that was really funny because she's like, "What are you doing? Like, who is that?" And he's like, "It was only a hobo." Like,
she was like, "Oh, hobos are not good enough for you," and he was like, "Oh."
She was really nice to him. She really talked him up. Got him to up his murder game.
Well, she even says that she could relate to him on a carnal level because of the murdering.
Yeah.
So the whole episode, I mean, basically these two episodes give you an insight into who she really is. And she's driven by, number one, losing the love of her life because she theoretically did. And then greed and jealousy. That's really her main characteristics.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that pretty much drives her. Yeah, I think that's all that drives her, now that you say that. Because
she has all these children now because she had one deformed child that stayed a baby. It's a baby.
I want to see this thing. They better show us this thing.
They showed the face.
Did they?
Yes.
How did I miss that?
You fell asleep. It was at the very end of the episode.
Oh, God damn it.
It's very deformed. Very deformed. Like missing lip deformed.
Oh.
They don't show the body. I'm assuming the body has some sort of deformities as well because it crawls really fast and it looks like it has abilities and powers. I don't know. It's very strange.
Oh my God. How did I miss that? I miss like everything on this show.
Because you drink and then go to bed.
It coincides with wine time.
It's an American wine story.
I need it to get through. I'm switching to treadmill time. It works way better when I watch it in the morning.
Oh, doesn't it? I'm sure. Do you remember episode 7 really well?
Yeah. I put on the subtitles. I got this.
Yeah. I mean, I liked getting to know the Countess a little bit. But she seems very afraid that they're out of the tomb.
Well, I didn't... Did he tell her? How did she find out they were in there?
He told her. He said he walled them up. And then,
that's right. He did tell her. Okay.
She said they're not stuck in there anymore. Like she flipped out. And it wasn't like, oh, happy flip out. Oh, my lover's coming back. It was like terrified. And I did not understand that because I don't think they gave her a reason to be afraid.
Unless I'm just wondering if they think she had something to do with it.
They
If
could.
she's afraid they think, because they know he was her husband.
Yeah,
That's probably what it is.
that's probably what it is. It just really caught me off guard.
Well,
Like
and
she,
they've been in there for so long. Like he was talking about that unslakable thirst. Like, I mean, there's probably like absolutely no self-control, so they're gonna like totally wreak havoc on the hotel.
well, they did already, and they left
Yeah,
at the end, so
yeah.
they're
Well,
heading
that
out to the real world.
well, I guess Disney's only a couple miles from that hotel, so that would be good for 'em.
Maybe we'll go back to Murder House, and actually, we'll get the baby from the Murder House involved.
Oh,
Because I heard it was supposed to the child from the first season was supposed to be
Tate.
Linus. Tate's baby. Oh, Tate's baby.
Everybody's babies coming together.
If they're gonna have babies, it's gonna be Bartholomew and Tatamus. I don't know. I don't know what the baby's name was.
Tatamus.
I couldn't turn into a girl's name. I couldn't think of anything on the fly. So that's what you get. Okay.
All right. Sounds good to me. That would be good. Yeah. Or well, I mean, there's been a couple murder house connections because the realtor who got eaten, that
Yes.
was that was their realtor, and she was in a couple. She was in the first episode.
Yeah. She sold the hotel to Drake.
Yeah. Who's marrying Gaga?
Who's
Yeah.
marrying Gaga? And the boy says, his son goes, I thought you liked boys, Dad. And I was like, what's happening here?
Yeah. Yeah. I wasn't sure what was happening there either.
Like, not that that's a problem. That's fine. But your son just said it to you in a very weird way. Like you've discussed this with him before.
He probably has.
He's a weird man. Weird man.
Yeah, I don't know what they're gonna do with him. Where like his storyline is going. I'm kind of.
Where'd Angela Bassett go?
I don't know where she went. There's too many characters.
There's a lot. And I think, like, yeah, Murder House had a lot, but they all tied in together with the house as the main focal point.
Mm-hmm.
But it seems like, yeah, the hotel is the main focal point, but they're not all tying into it.
No, because it does seem similar. Because who was saying something about if you killed someone, don't do it on the ground?
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember that? Who said that?
It
was this episode.
It was.
Yeah.
Was it Gaga?
It might have been March. It was March because he said when Gaga kills Drake, don't do it on the ground because he didn't want to spend eternity
with the husband and the
new
husband. Yeah, that's right. He was funny in this episode. He just cracks me up.
I know. I love him. I do love him. They should let him play everybody.
I'd be okay with that.
Why let Finn have all the fun?
Oh, dandy.
I'm still trying to figure out what they're doing there with that, though. Like, what are the dynamics of having to stay in that hotel forever?
Right. And then, we eventually saw, like we talked about before, the girls from the first episode came back.
Oh, yeah.
Did we talk about that, or was that in episode 6? It wasn't episode 6 where they came back. Because that's whenever he left the hotel, he was covered in blood and the baby came in the suitcase when he was showering. So it actually kind of confirmed the theory that if you do die in that hotel, even the people that are being drained by Gaga or drained by the kids are still there.
Mm-hmm.
And they come out confused, and they're looking for like a movie theater.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. But everyone is there?
I don't know about every one of them, but Boomer, is that who that is? Who was there? Who talked to them? Her first man. Who was that?
Yeah.
He said to them, oh, you're just going to start accepting it, or you're dead. I'm not going to tell you again. And I'm assuming he must deal with this often.
The struggle is real.
The struggle is real.
I was hoping to see more Liz this week.
We got no Liz. Liz is probably in hiding. Her man just got killed in front of her.
No, she's in mourning. I love Dennis O'Hare. Oh, he's so good.
I just think that these 2 episodes were filler. I mean, not filler. They had reasons to be involved, but if you didn't have them, you still would be in the same storyline that you are in now, and it never cleared anything up.
No, well, and then the one last time we talked, the one that had just aired was like really good.
It was the Liz episode where they had that connection. Yeah.
That was really, really good. And that they always do this though. Like they get us super excited, they do a fantastic episode, and then it's like right when you're ready to abandon the show forever, then they so next week should be good. Or
Oh,
after
nothing should be good.
Thanksgiving.
Yeah. Oh yeah. December 2nd, it'll be on again.
We're like halfway through, aren't we? Or more?
This was episode 7.
7.
So
How many are there? 12?
13 or 12.
Okay.
I don't remember. But yeah, anything else to wrap it up, Bestie?
No. I got nothing else. I like Evan Peters.
That's
Don't
pretty
like
much
Drake.
Well, those are our takeaways this week. We like Evan Peters. We don't like Drake. And please use more whiteout on her eyebrows if you're going to show close-ups. Or just shave them off.
That would be the ideal solution, I think, because they're changing colors all the time. Like, just
Give them onto their own. Maybe that's part of being immortal. Your eyebrows just go like cuckoo.
I kind of want to go back and watch them and see like if there's a trajectory there, if they're all like real white at the beginning and then they start to fade off, you know?
It'd be good to figure that out. I
And
just
I'd
know
have to watch them again.
when she was with March at dinner, because they have dinner once a month.
He wants to do it every night, but she's too busy.
Yeah, she's pretty packed. Her schedule, you know. He's pretty free. He's not doing much,
Yeah.
you know. But they were drawn on. They were like the weird drawn on points that she had going on there.
That's interesting.
Because you could see it. I mean, you could greatly see that it was a pencil.
So they're entirely artificial.
Mm-hmm. Which
Is that
is
what
what she is.
Yeah. Oh, eyebrows.
Oh, you should get used to us pulling references to things that don't make any. They weren't thinking of that.
They might have been. They might have been.
They might have been. We're holding out hope that they're thinking of that, and Stephanie Meyer is trying to connect to the Bible. So, I mean,
She is Mormon.
We have some good theories going on, right?
We have the best theories, Bestie.
We do.
Best.
So next week there is no episode, so there's no show from us. I know, super sad. However, we had the best idea. Well, Bestie had the best idea. We're gonna go watch Frankenstein, the new Frankenstein movie. Is it Young Frankenstein?
Bestie.
What's it called?
No, that's the Mel Brooks classic.
I know.
No.
So it's just like when you talk about it because you get passionate. You get passionate.
That one's good. This one I'm not sure about. This one's Victor Frankenstein.
But it has Harry Potter in it, right?
Yeah, and what's his name? James McAvoy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Played Xavier in X-Men. See, that's how I know people. I just call them by their other characters' names.
Starring Harry Potter and Xavier.
So we will be doing that show for you guys. We do a fun little 2 Girls, 1 Movie special.
I suspect we're going to like that.
Oh, yeah. I know we're not going to. What we need to just put out faces. So one of us could be Harry and one of us can be Xavier and just...
Oh, we're doing it. That's what we're doing.
Yeah, so the laminator is coming back.
With a vengeance.
So still,
Yes.
guys, make sure you watch all our stuff. We still need a good book name for the worst book to do another 2 Girls, 1 Book review.
Yes, give us recommendations. And shows too. This is going to be coming to an end pretty soon. We're going to need a new
American
show.
Crime Story. We have one.
Oh, we're doing that. Okay. Yes. Because I think John Travolta has some pretty wacky eyebrows I saw in the preview.
He does. So. I saw him. I was like, that can't be John Travolta. He looks fake. And it's him. I mean, we've gone down since we played Danny Zuko, John.
I'm just happy the eyebrow analysis can continue into January at least.
We need something with Nick Cage because we have a really big passion for Nick Cage. So we got to bring him in there somehow.
He's due to move to TV, I think. He probably needs some money right about now.
He does. I should bring home a Nick Cage pinwheel that I have at work.
Pinwheel?
They made me a big pinwheel that has Nick Cage all over. I'll bring it and I'll show it to you.
Oh my God, please.
It can hang behind us while we...
That sounds beautiful.
It is. It is.
Wow.
So check out our other fun things. Give us reviews to do, movies to watch, books to read. We're here to be entertained.
We suffer for you.
We do. We do. Well, have a good night, everybody.
Bye, guys.
Bye.